Bob Ross said, "I think there's an artist hidden at the bottom of every single one of us." Now, let me ask you this. How many of you have at least once in your life said, "I'm not good at art"? Okay. Now, have you ever actually tried to sit down, put in some effort, and actually try to be good? So, today I'm going to be teaching you how to draw an eye. I've grown up drawing my entire life, and the human eye has been my personal strong suit. So, it's actually much easier than it seems. So, starting with the sketching, then shaping, then bringing it together with shading. Art is a form of expression, so becoming more comfortable with it will open a new world for you. So let's start with the basic shapes. Now it's going to seem kind of funny at first, but we have to start with a square. It doesn't have to be a good square, just a square, like that. Now you can draw that on your paper in front of you. Now, once you have your square, you're going to draw a big circle, like so that it reaches all the sides of your square. Now, once you have this, you're going to draw a plus sign, so it goes over the entire thing, like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, just so you get an idea of what's supposed to be there. Now, once you have the plus sign, you're going to do two smaller circles, here and on the other side. Now this looks super funny and not like an eyeball at all. So it'll get there, don't worry. So once we have this, now we're going to go into outlining and it'll start to come together a little bit better. So connecting this circle to this circle, you're going to draw a line with a slight arch, like this. Now this is starting to form the eyelid of your eyeball. And once you have that, draw the same thing, but on the other end, like this. And you should end up with this almond shape in the middle. It still looks a little bit funny, don't worry. Now, to have an eyeball, you probably need an iris and pupil, right? I mean, most eyeballs have them. So, this little, in the middle of the cross right here, you're going to draw your circle. Right there, like that. This is making your iris, part of your eye. So once you have that, draw a smaller circle in the iris. This is your pupil. Now, it's starting to come along. It actually looks like an eyeball. Now, we're going to erase the unnecessary stuff because it looks a little bit chaotic right now. So underneath it, under this arched line right here, you're going to erase that. So we don't need it anymore. And then you're going to do the same, but on the top, over the arched line. Okay. And the last part of erasing is just the lines in the middle, because I don't think eyes actually have those. So erasing that. Almost ready. So, something like that, I guess. Yep. You should end up something like this. Now, we're still not done because real eyeballs, they have shading. They have dimension. Now, for you, you can actually probably shade just like this and then blend it with your finger. Personally, what I'm going to be doing is called stippling, which is just a bunch of tiny dots together like that. And it kind of gives the same effect as shading. So you're going to do this in the creases, right under the arched lines, and in the corners, because that's where shading is on the actual eye. So. And you don't have to do too much, but just enough to give some dimension in the eye. Okay. You kind of get the idea here. And so, next for shading is you want to color in the pupil, because pupils are black, so it should be colored in. And after that, you can draw lines in the iris, and they should kind of blend together, because in an iris there's many different colors. So, I don't know if you want to look at your neighbor, look at their eye to get an idea, or you can just think of your own eye and replicate that onto your drawing. many different colors. So if you're using colored pencil, it probably is going to look better because you can actually tell the difference, but shading works just as well. So once you have that, now it's almost done. Next, you just have to add like the crease above the eye right up here, and then some like wrinkles underneath because no one's skin is like completely smooth under their eye. So drawing just to follow the eye line like that. You can draw some lines like that. And then for the eye, like for the crease of the eye, just draw it so it's like similar to the arch. So something like that. Kind of get the idea. And then to bring it all together, you should add eyelashes because most eyes have eyelashes. I mean, some don't, I guess, but it's more common too. So for your eyelashes, don't draw them just straight like this. A lot of people do, but no one's eyelashes are straight. You're gonna do it like at a curve, like let your wrist flow with it, okay? So like that. And then add that over here. And they're not the same length, so don't make them all equal length. There's gonna be some difference there. And you would do that throughout the rest of the eye. And it starts to curve with the eye. So once you get over here, they're gonna start going the other direction. And then do this on the bottom as well, but make them shorter because they're not the same length on top and bottom. Okay, so you could actually go more into depth with this if you wanted to add with coloring or with more shading. Now, art is a form of expression, so becoming more comfortable with it will open your eyes to a new world. All it takes are a few simple steps. You start with sketching, then you go into shaping it, and then adding some shading and eyelashes to bring it together. So think back to what Bob Ross said, and live your inner artist. We all have one, you just have to find it.